accreditation. That time we discussed this issue is that we talked about this issue, that why we have to think the outcome based, because it is our ultimate target. We are not producing just for graduates. We have to think the how the graduate they will be employable, how the graduate they have to go for the higher studies, how our graduates they can work in the international level. So that's why we need the outcome-based education. Sometimes that particularly our faculty member, we are a little bit tired and feeling bored. What is this? How we can organize PLO, CLO, and others? But I would say that you have to just think this is the way that how we can improve our education system, teaching system. Otherwise, I'm delivering something. Today I'm delivering the lecture. You say I am the representative of the suppose Independent University of Bangladesh. So you are the outside part, but why I'm communicating with you? So we are trying to do some, the outreach. We are trying to do some of the our target is that to contribute to the society, community service. So it's a community service. So this is the same things when you are delivering any lecture, any course, we have to think the outcome-based education. What is the outcome? I like to give you the few examples because it is also part of the accreditation. So that's why we have to go in this process. And this one is one thing. Another one thing, I think you're familiar with the Bloom's taxonomy, because when you discuss that outcome-based education, that we have to think about the Bloom's taxonomy as well. And when you go to the discussion of the ACBSP, ACBSP accreditation, they are following the Bell-Rich model. The Bell-Rich model, there are 7 steps, but in the 7 steps, this OB is one of the issue, how we have to ensure. So I like to share with you at first that outcome-based example of the one course, so that just if you are understanding. I'm just showing the one example. Can you see one course outline? Is it visible?
Yes.
I like to because someone should respond to me, otherwise I am confused also whether it's visible or not. Okay, you see, this is the one course, and what you said earlier that. Okay, so this is one course, business methods. Okay, so now as our business school, Independent University Business School, ACBSP accredited, so we have to use it. Is a part of that one. We have to show everywhere, and it is all kind of requirement after getting the accreditation process. And then you see, I like to focus on this. You look very carefully, program learning outcomes, PLO. So that is that. Suppose this course is offering by the School of Management. Okay, our Department of Management and General Manager of Management is one of the department of the School of Business. So suppose the School of Business, under the School of Business, suppose there's the Department of Management and Department of suppose the Finance, Department of the Accounting, Department of the MIS, others. So every program we have the one PLO. And then suppose this is a unique. So we design. Who designed this one? We designed this one. Our faculty members, we work on that. And based on that CLO, course learning outcome. So it is the best of the discourse, business research method. So what is the outcome? And now we try to integrate this CLO to PLO. We call it mapping. We try to communicate with try to mapping the CLO to PLO. If you see very carefully, our CLO produces a 5 or PLO produces a 6. So then we are mapping the CLO to PLO. Okay. And that's the course outline. I think you are familiar with this one. No need to discuss. I like to show that one, what I said earlier. Look very carefully. This is the assessment part. And here we are using the Bloom's taxonomy. And there is a few criteria like remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating. So we try to emphasize, based on the Bloom's taxonomy, we are trying to emphasize on the assessment. And we divided our regular curriculum systems, regular assessment systems in the Bloom's taxonomy. So look very carefully. If you see this one, that we are working on that. And when ACBSP accreditation, their system is a different system. They said that, suppose we think that the course CLO, course learning outcomes, or the program PLO, program learning outcome, and then school learning outcome. suppose School of Business or Faculty of Business, whatever you say, that their outcomes, so that it will be synchronized with the university outcome. This very interesting thing. It means university, they have some outcomes. Why they have to establish? So then based on that, they have to make the plan. At first the school or faculty, whatever you say, then the program, different department, then course. This is the way that how we can produce that outcome based on course outline. Do you know, today I'm talking about this issue because when we discuss about our accreditation, it is one of the things that we have to always think that when you work on our accreditation process, that how we are designing the teaching improvement method. Teaching improvement method. So suppose I'm delivering the lecture in the class. First of all, we have to think whether our students, they're getting the benefit from the lecture or not. It is not like that I'm delivering the lecture, they finish. No. What is my target? Our target, they have some experience, hands-on experience. So we have to think of the practical experience. And not only that, we said that in the outcome-based education, assessment will be evaluated, re-evaluated. Means this semester, what is happening, let's see, and the next semester, try to incorporate. So it's a continuous process, what I said earlier, means we have to check in our teaching how we can improve. So that is the we said that outcome-based education. Okay, now let us start. Before that, I'd like to ask the engineering faculty members, you have the suppose the ABAT or what you said that based on our country IV institution, we have some accreditation process. And medical schools, they have this a different accreditation process, and business school, we have the different accreditation process. But more or less, the main content the same. It's very interesting thing is that somebody that says no, it's a different. No. Yes, it's a different, but main ingredients are same. So that's why today my target is that don't think that it's only just I'm discuss the ACBSP accreditation. We have discussed accreditation, but main ingredients will be same. So you have to think based on this one. Okay. Look very carefully. I'll discuss the next few slides, the 7 steps of the Baldrige model, which is a part of the ACBSP. And in fact, the other accreditation, they're also using different model, but the main content the same. And the accreditation focus on the recognizing the teaching excellence. That's why UBA technique outcome-based education system and determine the student learning outcomes. That's why we are talking about the outcomes and continuous improvement model. So it's our ultimate target, how we can improve. And as we are university professor, we have to think all the time on things that there is no perfection. And maybe I have some the merits and demerits. So we have to think how I can improve myself. And I always mention one thing is that even though I'm the professor, I'm supervisor PhD scholars. And currently I have the 12 PhD students and already graduated 5. But I always mention in front of my PhD scholars that it not means that what I said is absolutely right. You should not think that what I said is absolutely right. No, you have to criticize me. That is a brainstorm. That is the university culture. So our Vice Chancellor sir is here. If the Vice Chancellor sir thinks that whatever he will say, it is absolutely right. That is the different thinking. But university level should not like that. Vice Chancellor sir also share the other thoughts. He will share his opinion. Maybe he is right, but he has to convince. The same thing when we are in the class, deliver the lecture with the students, it not means that we know everything. I always mention the one PhD is not meaning that you know everything. It is a starting. So you have the 100 publication, 200 publication, nothing. It's nothing. Still, you have to learn. And that's why I said that in our whole accreditation process, you have to keep in mind that if you think that our university, the best university in our country, cool, there is no best question about the quality, right? How could you ensure this is the quality, the best quality? So there is no measurement. So let us study this way. We have to think how we can do this one. Our ACBSP's accreditation basically is student-centered teaching and learning approach, which is measured and analyzed for quality, and ensure the students gain the right skills from their educational investment. You see, we are using the one term here, right skills. Look very carefully. So when you are delivering the lecture in the class, our target, we have to emphasize the right skills. Some students, they will go for the professional field, like corporate level jobs. So they have the practical knowledge. Some students, they will go to the faculty member position, like the university position, the teaching profession. So they need the research works. So we have to combine these two things. It's very interesting discussion. Say, that we always mention, so when I'm delivering the lecture, like operations management course, my target operation management course that we have to think that how practical is working. Suppose operations management of the Walmart, operations management, how they are working the operations in the Tesco. So we have to discuss case study so that our students, they can get some knowledge on that. So this is our, how you have to think. Maybe some students, they have to go to the corporate level. Multinational company, MNC, how they are working. In that case, we are proposing something. Even what I said that in our last UGC conference, we mentioned that academic discussion. We have to invite the industry people. At least each semester, each course, at least one guest lecture from the industry. So they can get the right skills, knowledge. It's very important. It's very interesting thing. As students, they're more interested about that. This kind of theoretical knowledge or bookish knowledge is okay, it's good. But that we have to understand the quality. Because some students, they think this is a theoretical knowledge is useless. If you go think about the National University of Singapore, their culture is the students, they're thinking, they're attending the class to get the knowledge from the theoretical knowledge, and they like to apply this theoretical knowledge in the practical field. But our culture is different. Our students, they never think this way. So we have to push them. You have to apply the theoretical knowledge in the practical field. Our culture is something like that. Our students, they're coming, they're joining the class just for the grade. So we have to change this culture. As you know that I did my undergrad from Bangladesh, from BUET. So I know that this culture very well, that what is the culture of the public university. Same thing, the grading. Our mindset is a grade. So now we have to change this. I use the paradigm shifting. Grade is okay, but your ultimate target is the learning. So you have to choose your right skills. So that is our target, that we have to invite industry people to come and deliver a lecture. Number two, when you design anything, you have to remember that some students, they have to go to the R&D department. That multinational company, they have R&D department. So when you're designing that course outline, you have to think at least some research involvement must be there. So we can do one thing, we can do the case study based semester project. It's a semester project, but case study based. So they have to know the industry. Based on that, they have to prepare the report, they have to do the presentation. So what I said that maybe some students, they have to go to the R&D department, maybe some students, they have to go to the higher studies, and they have to be the university faculty member. So we are giving the all kind of path. So that's why we are using the term educational investment for future. So it's not like that they are coming to the university for the grade. Institutions, the programs accredited by the ACBSP are committed to continuous improvement that ensure that business program will give the students the skills employers want. I think I already mentioned this issue. So now let us start our main discussion. What I said that Bell-Rich model 7 steps, and you can see these 7 steps in the other accreditation process as well. But different way they have mentioned, but the same main concept the same. First of all, the leadership. The leadership. Who will be the vice chancellor of the university? Who will be the dean of the university in the school? Who will be the program director? So this is a very important thing, leadership. As you know that I'm the visiting scientist of the University of Texas Arlington. So I'm receiving the email from the University of Texas Arlington. And recently they searched their president. They call the president instead of the vice chancellor. So regularly the chancellor sending the email, and as a university affiliation, I'm getting the email. So I noticed that they mention the research committee, they have to explore the university president, and they met the first criteria, visionary leadership. The second criteria, ethical consideration. And then third criteria, their experience and other issues. So you look very carefully, they have to check this criteria very carefully. Unfortunately, in our country, what happened that sometimes the top management, okay, they have a good academic degree, they have the good position earlier, but the leadership style is not up to the standard. We have to think what will happen after 10 years, 20 years. We have to create our graduates for the 20 years, 30 years. We are not creating the graduates for the present time. So this is very important leadership. So what he said that our business unit must have the systematic leadership process. and that the systematic leadership process that promote the performance excellence and continuous improvement. I already mentioned earlier that I use this term, the continuous improvement, the many times in our whole accreditation process. So look very carefully what you say, the systematic leadership process. And then performance excellence. How we can reach the excellence. I'll describe what this issue later on. So this is our own thing. And then in addition to that, we need the values and expectations must be integrated into the business unit's leadership process to enable the business unit to address its societal responsibilities and community involvement. Look very carefully. There are a few summaries. We say here values, ethical values. We are Muslim, our majority of the Muslims, so we are thinking the Muslim culture. But I noticed that even the Christian culture, so Christian university, they also maintain this on ethical values. And you know that not only that, some university, they have the like ethics seminar, particularly undergraduate level students, they have to go to that seminar, ethics seminar. So it will be non-credit. There will be no credit, but without that, in the 2 ethics seminar, they cannot get the certificate. And you understand that it's a leadership, deepest leadership. And now, Vice Chancellor, President means no, non-credit, only ethics seminar, leave it. Nothing to do. It should be like this. So we have to create some ethical intentions among our graduates. We have to think of society responsibilities. Today I'm delivering the lecture in the USDC. Why? This is my responsibility. When I'm the professor, I'm not belongs to only one university. I'm not belongs to only one country. I belongs to a global platform. So we have to work together because our main target adding some values to society contribution. And definitely we have to invite our community and we have to involve our community. I could not see this culture in our country. Internationally, I noticed that public lecture. The lecture will be public. We cannot think, right? There's the public lecture. Because if we arrange, nobody will be there. This is another issue. So what I said that we have to start to think public lecture. Suppose, say our independent University of Bangladesh recently, suppose our any faculty member, they got the very good research outcomes, they like to share with the public. But what I said that is difficult for us that our culture is not like that. But this is the one kind of leadership style we have to think how we can adopt. So when you work with the accreditation standard, this is the one kind of responsibility of the leader that how we can create this one. And the interesting thing is that suppose the vice chancellor or the president, his leadership style, there is some, that we, if you think that like the hierarchy, like the strategy, planning, and operating level. So strategic level, they have to strategize the decision, and then the planning level, like dean, program director, they have to execute their order, and the operating level, they have to do the operational activities. But the same synchronization. And then vice chancellor will have to follow this one, whether it's working or not. I like to share this few experience, the vice chancellor characteristics. Internationally, you know that they call it the president. I know I don't want to mention the name of the university. The vice chancellor of the one university, international, not Bangladesh. It was in Thailand. He was roaming around. Vice chancellor is roaming around. No bodyguard, no security guard, roaming around in the campus. He comes to the dean office, he comes to the class, he likes to see that what is happening. And he has to visit in the morning time, suppose the 8, usually class will start the 8, before 8. And even the night time, visit, roaming around. So we call it this is some things learning from the experience. You like to see what is happening. And another vice chancellor, again, not in Bangladesh, in Malaysia. When I was in that university, I was surprised. Before vice chancellor arrival, there are some, there's some signal, means motorcycle, motorbike, horn, and then I thought that maybe the president is coming. I asked, "Is president coming?" Yes, it's the president, but university president. Oh, vice chancellor, yes, the vice chancellor is coming. And when he's joining any program, it's like that. It is way. then as we are the professors, so we have to say the truth. We don't fear. We don't think about our position, right? We don't think about our job. At that time, I said my colleagues, Malaysian colleagues, this vice chancellor is not qualified for the vice chancellor. And the very interesting thing is that when the government changed, that the Malaysian 5 vice chancellor lost their job. He was one of them. This is not the quality of the vice chancellor. Every time if you go to the university, you can see his one large picture in the front gate, changing the picture, what he's doing. Vice chancellor has to lead the university, not like that, that he has to be everywhere. So his leadership depends on his subordinates, how they're performing, how they're working, how the graduates are working, how the faculty is working. So what I said, I guess the 2 examples. This is the quality of the vice chancellor. I don't want to talk about the Bangladesh vice chancellor. I think you are familiar. You can see. So that is a leadership style. Means how you can involve with everyone. And sometimes it's not necessary to show everyone that I'm the vice chancellor. You have to follow my rules. Not it. You have to do the charismatic leadership. So this is a very important leadership style when you're planning for the accreditation. It is not possible that by the accreditation we have to judge, but we have to try to think how we can create. Second, the strategic planning. The business unit must have a systematic process for developing a strategic plan that leads to the continuous improvement. The strategic plan must include the implementation goals and progress measures. I'm so sorry to say that in our Bangladeshi culture, we couldn't create this strategic planning. But internationally, that even the US university, they have made some plan, they are organizing in this way, strategic discussion, planning discussion. And it will be the different place, like the near to beach or any kind of outing site. And there will be 3 days, 4 days, they are making the plan for the next 5 years plan. And based on the strategic decision, they have to create the yearly plan and something like that. And what I said that they can do because they are already established. But I believe in our country, inshallah, we are moving forward. I believe that if you think the last 10 years and now we are changing, and hopefully after 10 years, it should be more change. We have to do the same way, make some plan, the next 5 years plan. And then based on that, we have to think the next year plan and after 2 years plan. So it could be like, we have to think the implementation goals and progress as well. We have to check the progress. So one of the progress is that our employability, graduates employability. We have to check regularly our programs, whether it's capable, we can maintain the society demand, we can manage the stakeholders' demand. So we have to involve our stakeholders. Stakeholders mean employers, public and private organization. We have to include them. When you're planning the strategic planning, you have to invite all stakeholders to share their opinions. And that's when you need the academic industry discussion. Okay, so that we can understand what their target from us. Because employers will say, nowadays artificial intelligence is very popular, like artificial intelligence or something like that. But usually in the university engineering course, we are never offering the artificial intelligence directly. So what we can do, we can offer the certificate course or maybe the different workshop. At least we have to familiar with our students that they have to get the idea. Oh, okay, this one. Say we are talking about the supply chain management. But now the COVID-19, we understand supply chain disruption. Now we have to talk about the disruption, how we manage the supply chain disruption. So sometimes we have to think that what is happening, so that we have to invite the stakeholders, what their target to get from us, so that we can incorporate in our strategic plan. The third one is student and stakeholder focus. I already mentioned that our business unit must have the systemic process to determine the requirements, expectations of current and future students. We should work for the long term, at least for the next 5 to 10 years. So you have to think that our existing students, previous students, what is our experience, and try to incorporate for the future students. And you just remember one thing is that what I said earlier, the last one, that stakeholder participation. You have to create. And not only stakeholder participation, we have to confirm that stakeholder satisfaction. I use the term stakeholder satisfaction. I did not say student satisfaction. Student satisfaction means if you brought a good grade, they are happy. This is not our ultimate target. Our target is stakeholder satisfaction. So We have to think whether the students, they are capable to get a good job in the market. Suppose we have to think whether our course should be revised, curriculum changing based on the stakeholders' opinion. And again, I may remind you what I said, the continuous improvement. Say, say in the business world, you have to think nowadays, we have to go the new course. So earlier we said that quality management. Now we said that total quality management. Now it's the total quality management, TQM. Earlier we said that's quality management. Now we said the total quality management. Earlier we said, earlier we discussed about the operation management. We never discussed about the what I said, that our industrial revolution 4.0. Now we have to talk about the industrial revolution 4.0 because we have to understand the standard changing. We have discussed the operation management, but we never discussed earlier the supply chain management. We discussed earlier logistic management, like distribution, warehouse. But nowadays we have to discuss the supply chain management. If you discuss supply chain management, it will start from the supplier and finish the customer. What is happening? So students, they are getting the idea about what is happening in the real case. So what I said, that is the way that how we can incorporate our stakeholders in our curriculum development. The fourth one, the student learning or assessment. I think I already discussed this one earlier. OBE. This is the most important thing. Student learning assessment. And we have to apply the PLO, CLO, and then we have to apply the Bloom's taxonomy there. I don't want to talk too much. I think you're also working on that, Bloom's taxonomy. So we try to apply. Dr. Fazal, I believe that your faculty members, they have idea of the Bloom's taxonomy, right?
Yes, yes. So we are almost at the end of our OB. So yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So now come to the question. What I said, that most of the faculty members, they are a little bit tired with the OB, but I suggest you just think why you are delivering the lecture. You are the university professor, means I always mention, you are the lecturer, means you are professor. Once a day you will be professor, inshallah. So when you're joining the university, you target the professorship. So your target should not be like others. Internationally, university professor means icon of the society. But unfortunately, in our country, we couldn't create this environment. It's our fault. I always mention it's our failure. So let us start to think. Yes, we know that it's a PLO, CLO, creating is very difficult. I suggest you, suppose this semester you are preparing the PLO 4. Next semester, again, you have to revise. This 4 is sufficient or not? What I said that when I was in the University of Uttar Malaysia, I was involved directly with the ACBSP accreditation process. And we worked there. I still recall that I changed many things that time because they're already working on that. So every semester they have to check. One of the wrong culture is that we don't want to invite others to join. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm so sorry. It was as usual problem. Okay. Okay. So what I said that when you're designing the PLOC, it is a continuous process. And I suggest you should invite the external people as well, other university faculty member, because it is the joint work. We are doing the community service. Suppose, say you are thinking now this course 4 CL is enough, but later you understand, no, we need the more, or maybe we have to revise. That's why I use the term the continuous improvement for the student learning assessment. Another one thing I like to share with you, as independent university, we have lots of workshop on the assessment issues. There is one thing that we have to do, one thing, incorporate your earlier assessment process. So you have to, I use the term the self-assessment. Whether earlier when you do the assessment, it was right or wrong. Any students ask any question or not. If they ask any question, you have to revise. Maybe something wrong. And I suggest to you, possible, when you do the student assessment after midterm, you have to discuss with them what happened, why they are getting this kind of grade, why they are getting this kind of marks, so that they can incorporate this one in the final exam. So what I said, that we have to think this way. Assessment will be the regularly reevaluate and recheck. Okay, it's very important. And what I said here, if you remember one thing, when you go for the accreditation process, that this is a part of this one, that they have to know this one, how we are doing the assess our student. So you have to explain. That's why you are using the Bloom's taxonomy, so they can easily explain to the accreditation body. Faculty focus. In the university, if anybody asks you who is the core of the university, the answer is the student. Student is the core of the university. And if they ask the next question, after that, who is the next body? Faculty member. And I suggest you that when you work for the accreditation process, make sure that your faculty focus is very important, because during the accreditation, they will take the meeting with the faculty members. And so individually, and there is a group meeting. So it's very important. It is not like that you have to give them, teach that you have to say this or this or this or to them. No. They will have a closed door meeting. The accreditation process is like that. Okay. For faculty focus, you have to see this one, the business unit master the systematic process to ensure the current qualified faculty members. Now, if you ask me what is the definition of qualified faculty members? Faculty members will be treated by the 3 ways. One is the teaching. So another is the research, and third one the community service. So what I said, that teaching you can check by the presentation, but research you have to see the publication. And internationally, like USA, they never ask the faculty member for the research. Never. They always ask, please provide your the ORCID ID or Pablo's ID. Finish. They will explore you. They don't ask you the submit your paper, submit you the 10 paper, 100 paper. No. They never ask. They will say, just provide your ORCID ID. Just provide the Pablo's ID. That's all. Finish. They will explore you. Even nowadays, if you go to for the faculty position in the USA, they will review your profile from the Google. They review your profile from Jesus Gate. They review your profile from the Pablo's. They like to see you from there. So that means there are lots of options how you can judge the faculty members. And one of the targets, the teaching excellence. That's why we like to follow the OBE standard, outcome-based education system, and aligning the faculty credentials and skill sets with the current and future program objectives. I think our honorable Vice Chancellor is here. Sir, I'm so happy that Sir is here for a long time. Usually, when you review the faculty members, I always mention that the visionary leadership. You should invite the young faculty members to share their opinion. So you can say what do you call that? The invitation for the coffee or tea, something like that. And you have to discuss the faculty members, what they say, think. It is not necessary to follow what they will say, but think there's a new something, innovation is there. And another one, the senior professors, but if they have the experience, invite them. Let's have a cup of tea or coffee and then discuss. It is a very popular concept all over the world. Unfortunately, our culture is different. We are, there are some people, there is the dean, the 10 years, there is the vice chancellor, 12 years. How come? If you think the one vice chancellor for 12 years, how he or she will add the values? How when you see that any dean is for more than 5 years, 10 years, how they will add the values? I know the, I don't want to mention university name in Bangladesh, one university, renowned university, private university. And that earlier he was the dean. When he was the dean, he added the lots of things in that school. Then he moved to the another university as a vice chancellor, and he was a two-time the vice chancellor. Again, he returned after 2 times vice chancellor. He returned that university, early university, as a dean. This time was the worst time in his life. I don't know how I can explain it, because I got this explanation. Notice, oh, he could understand anything because he was the vice chancellor earlier, and now he moved to the dean position. Sometimes it's difficult to adopt. I don't know that maybe it's maybe once at I will face the same problem, but I suggest you that you have to think at the level, at the certain level, professor position is enough. Professor emeritus, because you can add more values. It is not necessary that you have to be the part of the director, dean, and other position, because sometimes when you're the position, but you can add the values. So if you can add the values, why you're taking this position? You can quit the job, quit this position. You could be the professor until you die, because I know that suppose the North South University vice chancellor, once after he finishes the vice chancellor position, when he returned to the BRAC University, that I was with him, and he was very close to me. So I noticed that he said this strong thing: better the professor position. So I can advise, I can give the suggestion, they can apply. So what I said, when you think the faculty member, we have to define young faculty members, more innovative, discuss with them, senior professor, think their expertise, listen, not necessary to follow everything, but you have to rethink, revise. We use the term brainstorm with the faculty members. And you have to evaluate the faculty members regularly. And I suggest you have to evaluate the faculty members, not only based on the students' evaluation. Students' evaluation, the one criteria, you can give the weightage. Hey, do you believe that you have out of the 50 students, if the 50 students say that you are the excellent professor, it means that you are the good professor? No, something wrong. Out of 50 students, if the majority students say you are the good professor, that means you're a good professor. You cannot fulfill the all satisfaction of the students. It's very difficult. How you are human, right? According to the Muslim culture, we believe that our prophet is only the perfect person. And so how could you think that you have 50 students who say that you are the excellent professor? No. And we should not compromise the quality teaching. Whatever students say it, we have to follow this one. If I speak in Bangla in the class, students say the sari is very good, say in Bangla, talk to with us the Bangla. But we have to maintain the medium instruction in English. You can talk to Bangla after the class, before the class, or the personal discussion, no problem. Some things that you have to maintain this one. And I like to request one thing is that when you faculty members, another one thing you have to check the professionalism, timing, discipline. It's very important. You see that today our session start the 11. Our vice chancellor, he was the 11 o'clock. Before the 11, I think. It is the one kind of norms. It is leadership style. The other faculty can understand. They have to learn. And we have to ensure the faculty development program includes scholarly and professional activity. Professional activities, scholarly means research works like journal, conference paper, book chapter, books. Do you know recently we are familiar with the QS ranking, right? Times Higher Education ranking. Recently there is another ranking published, AD Scientific Index. Have you heard this one? AD Scientific Index. You know that if you ask me about the index, I would say that there is no perfection in the index. QS ranking, there is no perfection. Times Higher Education, no perfection. AD Scientific Index, no perfection. But we have to observe. We have to take it into account. AD Scientific Index, you can see. AD Scientific Index, it was only for the belongs to the researcher. They are doing the researcher activities. QS ranking, Times Higher Education, university ranking. So if you think that like university ranking for the AD Scientific Index is wrong. And what I said, there's no perfection in that index. But we have to check, we have to review. So this kind of, when you see that AD Scientific Index is a faculty member's position, say USTC University, they have 10 faculty members. So why not you can invite for the coffee or tea? You can discuss how we can add more values. You understand, already they got the recognition from the international level. Maybe it's not the appropriate, this is not the perfect. So what? At least we can talk. That is the way that how we can think about the faculty development. And we always mention one thing is the professionalism, professional development, like different membership, like IEEE, different the professional bodies. Suppose we have the BSPO, private university, there is one forum, so faculty members forum. So something, this kind of thing is good for them because our target networking, do more networking, do more activities. Okay, but unfortunately, our universities in our country, I notice, we do not want to patronize. We like to patronize only few people, only 5 to 6 people of the university, finish. No. Say, suppose, it's one example, our Dr. Fazal, he joined recently in the university. Vice Chancellor sir does not know about him. Vice Chancellor sir regularly invite the senior professors, all the previous people. Then how the Dr. Fazal will add the values to university? And that is the responsibility of the top manager. They have to explore that. Let's see how about the other faculty members. I'd like to share with you one experience. When I was in the Assumption University, Thailand, I published the one paper in the IEEE conference. And usually, you know that IEEE conference, the high quality conference. I'm so surprised after the publishing, after 1 week, I'm in the downstairs. The university president, he was moving beside of me. He just touched me and said, "Congratulations for your paper." Because the Assumption in Thailand, they have the Center of Excellence, and Center of Excellence, they are tracking the papers. And when they say that the Assumption in Thailand name is there, they will send this document to the president. And he will check who is the faculty member, who is the faculty member. So unfortunately, in our culture, what I said that is we are a little behind. I don't want to talk USA culture. USA is more advanced, more up to date, but at least we have to go that level. Our academic leaders should be more proactive. They should think of the more future. So what I said, the faculty focus is a very important issue. Next on the curriculum development. I'm talking about the ACBSP accreditation. So this is business focusing, business school focusing. So business school focusing curriculum development, you have to think. Now our curriculum development belongs to the entrepreneurship. Now our curriculum development belongs to the ICT based. Now our curriculum development belongs to the Industrial Revolution 4.0. And I would say the why 4.0? We have to think the Industrial Revolution 5.0. Japan, they already started Industrial Revolution 5.0. Why not? We can start. So our curriculum development should be like that. So maybe it is not possible in the curriculum directly. Maybe we can include in the officially, but faculty member, they have to discuss in the class. You got my point? I still recall that when I was delivering the lecture, suppose 15 years before in the class, so I was always deliver the lecture few courses like operation management, supply chain management, total quality management, research methodology. Earlier my discussion, now my discussion changed. So I'm always checking what is happening. So now we are talking about the COVID-19 impact. We cannot, no need to say COVID-19, pandemic impact. Whatever we do, we have to think the pandemic impact, curriculum changing, up to date. You see, 30 years before, our students, they are thinking they have to be the employee. Now our students, they should think they should be employer, entrepreneur. So maybe they was a small entrepreneur, SME business or something like that. So we have to think how we can incorporate in our curriculum development. It's very difficult, but when you do the activity, you have to focus. Did you notice that there are many universities, they changed the business school name? They said that the School of Business Entrepreneurship. Many universities, not in overseas. The main reason they like to show this one. Okay. And finally, the business unit performance. Business unit must have a system process to identify, track key student performance measures for the purpose of the continuous improvement. The business unit must ensure the adequate resources and services to support this program. We have to show the business performance. This performance comes from the student, faculty member. Students, those are getting the admission, the higher studies, PhD program, you have to check the profile. But particularly, you can use the one thing, alumni networking. So alumni networking, internationally, this is the system. When we called it in our country, the convocation, they called it the commencement exercise. So during the commencement exercise, suppose first day the commencement exercise means they're awarding they're getting the certificate. Second day, evening, there is a night. And that program will be organized by the alumni. So that is a dinner followed by dinner. And that is a networking, alumni networking. They have to invite all. So you understand what they're doing. So they'd like to focus those graduates, they have the international standard, they have the international affiliation, they have the extraordinary activities. They like to enlighten these extraordinary activities. Extraordinary activities not only belongs to the academic. It could be like other swimming, maybe there could be any games, any kind of extraordinary somethings they like to highlight. Same thing for faculty members. And that's why you have to check the faculty members' profile, particularly Google Scholar citation, ResearchGate citation. You can see their publication, whether they are published the Web of Science Index, or Scopus in their Q1 journal, Q2 journal, something like that. You have to check so that you can share with others. And as well as you have to give the support. You have to give the support, particularly the teaching purpose. You need some of the teaching purpose. Say research methodology course. In the research methodology course, we are discussing the class about the SPSS software. Say in the class, if you discuss any kind of software like the Microsoft project, in the project management course, we are discussing Microsoft project. Hello, can you hear me? Everybody's there?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
So what is the internet problem? We are minimizing that video.
Okay, no problem. So what I said that suppose some courses we need the lab facilities. Project manager, Microsoft project. We have to learn the Microsoft project from the lab. We need the computer, IT facilities, something like that. So you have to manage. Same thing, the research. We need for the research modern databases. Like we need the Scopus index journals publication. We need the different online databases like Emerald, EBSCO, Gestor, IEEE. So you have to provide this to our faculty members. So this is the way you can show that our performance is improving, we are changing. So suppose the last year you can see we have the subscription to Scopus. So as you know, this is expensive. It's not very easy to get. And maybe this year you can show now we have the subscription in the library, Web of Science indexing. There's a subscription fee, so you have to use it. So you can show it's the performance we are trying to improve. This is one of the part of the accreditation. Okay, so you have done the very good job, the 7 steps, which is very important things: leadership, strategic planning, student and stakeholder focus, student learning assessment, faculty focus, and curriculum, business unit performance. So when you work on the accreditation, you have to try to follow these standards. Though I mentioned based on the ACBSP, but we can use this one also, the same thing for the accreditation process. And now we'll come to the point. I think we already got the good idea about the accreditation process. Dr. Fazal, how long time I will get? Another 10 minutes is okay?
Yes, no problem.
Maximum?
Maximum 10 minutes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. You're not happy to provide me a long time. No problem. Thank you. So thank you so much. So what I said, in terms of the accreditation, what is the benefit? Particularly, the first benefit is a roadmap to success. It's a roadmap. I again remind you that it's not like that if you have accreditation, you are in the top level. No. But at least this accreditation provides a set of standards and criteria to assist the institutions in achieving excellence in business program education. The roadmap to success. And second thing is the commitment to excellence. You see, I say, suppose earlier we have the subscription to Scopus. Now this year, subscription to Web of Science, changing. So our target improvement. And you remember that I mentioned earlier that we have to contribute to the society. So contribute to the stakeholders. Contribute to the stakeholders. So what I said that we have to contribute to the society, contribute to the stakeholders. That means we have to think about the employers, we have to think about the faculty members, we have to think of the student, we have to think the university management, everything. So our commitment towards that one. Okay. And a demonstration of quality. As you understand that we have to ensure the quality of our business program. Say, suppose Independent University of Bangladesh, our School of Business Entrepreneurship, we have the accreditation. Say, And now you can go to the like another university. Say you are going to University of Malaya. They have the ACBSP accreditation, but they said, okay, this university have the ACBSP accreditation. We can think to do some collaboration. So you have to show some demonstration of your quality institution. It not means that you have the 100% quality, but at least you can show something. And then if you look global recognition, I think I already explained this one earlier. It's a global recognition. Okay. And I suggest you that why not we have to do. Though I noticed that some of the professors, they said, we don't want any kind of accreditation. But we always mention one thing, that we should not work for the local perspective. We should work for international perspective. As well as our students are not the local graduate, they are the global graduates. So why not you can work on that? And definitely you understand that when you do the like competitive advantage issue, competition, we are talking about the competition with competitive advantage. That time this kind of accreditation would add some values. And better articulation agreements, you can do the lots of agreements with different university based on this accreditation process. But you have to utilize, you have to utilize. And definitely the student value will be increased by this one. Or what I said earlier, that you students, when they will apply anywhere, they can mention and that I graduated from the Independent University Business School, which is the ACBSP accredited. So they add some values there. Okay, so I don't want to talk about the eligibility. Basically, lots of things here. We have to go for the membership, then you have to go for the accreditation process, and you have to apply the board of director. Now, currently, this who is the main of the accreditation body in our Asian country, and Dr. Steve. I'm familiar with him because we had one plan to organize one international conference in our university. That time I communicated with him, and that time he said the same thing, that this conference was supposed to be last year, but unfortunately due to the COVID-19 we stopped that process. And that time we contact with him and Dr. Steve, and he said that no problem, he like to join because ACBSP accredited. So it is very easy to communicate with others. Yeah. Okay, I think we already talked about the Belarus model, 7 steps, no need to talk about this one. And there are a few types of accreditation, say the associate degree, baccalaureate, graduate degree, separate accredited program, certificate program. Particularly, you have to go to the second one, baccalaureate undergraduate degree, PhD degree program. Okay, so it is accreditation for schools providing the undergrad, masters, and as well as PhD program. And this is some criteria of the associate degree accreditation process. And then this is the criteria for the like baccalaureate and graduate degree accreditation process. And the one main thing is that you have to understand one thing is that the Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, they're working the standard of excellence for business education accreditation through student involvement achievement. I think we already discussed 7 steps. Innovative curriculum development. That's why we said that you have to include the entrepreneurship, artificial intelligence, industrial revolution, something like that. Research-based teaching methods. And every coursework, you have to think the semester project. Every course, you think the semester project. This is all kind of small type of research. Okay, so that at least they are familiar with this one. And definitely the presentation skills development. And setting the accreditation standards based on the already mentioned this addition criteria for performance excellence, what I said earlier. And definitely you have to think about the OBE based education system. That's why it's one of the reasons. That's why you are planning to create this kind of system. And finally, I'd like to remind you one issue is that if you like to work on the accreditation process, there is some form and others I like to show at a glance. I like to show so that you can think. There are many things to discuss. Can you see?
Yes.
Basically, this is accreditation process book for institutions seeking initial, or I like to request those who will work for the accreditation, they have to review this book at first. It's a manual, everything is there. They discuss everything there. So I like to mention this very, systematic approach. It is not like that you have to work hard, but you need that documentation and all elements should be available. Because you cannot change the curriculum instantly, right? It will take time. You cannot add the OBA instantly. It will take time. So you have to start to work. And this is the accreditation manual. You can see everything is there. I'd like to request that you can note it down. It's available in the ACBSP website, and you can download and you can check it first. So if you have already committee, you can work on that. And another one thing I like to show, and this is a form. Can you see? Basically, this is the form, Accreditation Council form, and we have to use it. And you see, I mentioned this is his name, Dr. Steve. He's the Chief Accreditation Officer, CAO. And basically submit the application to him. And this is the criteria of what we have to need. And this is a form we have to fill up and we have to submit to him. So I'm involved with him for a long time, so I know him very well. So what I said, that means if you have the documentation, it is not very difficult. But you have to ensure one thing is that whether we are capable to that level to move or not. Say BRAC University, still they couldn't apply. I know what is, I don't want to discuss in details. Even they invited 2 years before, they invited the one person from the accreditation body to join at the graduate school of the BRAC Business School, but she failed. So because your internal at first system, so we need the faculty members, PhD holders. You need the profile, the research profile. You need the international conference. You need the journal. So you need the international student. So you have the all, then you have to go for the process. Okay. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Now I think is the door will be open for you. You can ask me any question, please.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful and informative presentation. Now the floor is open for question and answer session. Participants can ask directly to the keynote speaker or send me questions through the messages or chat box. Please. I have received the question on behalf of the teachers. Can you explain the community participation on behalf of the teachers?
That's fine. Thank you so much. Community involvement. It will start from you, or also you can invite them. I can give the 2 examples. So today I'm delivering the keynote speech to you, right? You are not belongs to my university,
Okay.
right? And my university, they will not say anything because they know it's a community service. Number 1. Number 2, international, there's another popular concept, the public lecture. They invite the top level of the government and industry people. Even I know that there's some country, they invite the mayor, they invite the policymaker, government level officers, and then they invite the industry people and then deliver the lecture there. Faculty members will deliver the lecture there. So community enrichment. Okay, suppose you like to do some research, so how we can solve the traffic jam problem in the Chittagong area. So you have to invite the municipal corporation, community people, and those are working there. Policymakers. So we need the policymaker people. I'm involved with some research project internationally, and recently I'm involved with the one European research project in Bulgaria, the higher education capacity building. You look pretty good. Why they like to invite me? Because they know me, it's okay, but they like to also work with the Bangladesh. So it's international community. So we can do this one. Yeah, I like to request you can do the one thing is that we can do some collaborative research project as well. It's community service. So it's not meaning that you have to be involved at university. You have to be involved with your own university, and when everything will be belongs to your name, university name. Okay, so that is adding the values to your own university. This is a community service. Next, please.
There's another question. what should be the maximum number of course a faculty member should teach as a standard?
3, 9 credit. 3, 9 credit. 3 course. But there is some difference I'd like to share with you. If you senior professor level, it's a 2. Assistant professor, associate professor level, it's a 3. Lecturer level, it's a 4. So that's why I say the 3 is the standard. So you're not plus minus. But there is a other issue. You know, internationally, professor they have some more involvement with research, less involvement in teaching, and that's why the 2 course, but involvement in the research, and as well as community service. Because lecturer they cannot do the more community service, but professor they can do. It's a suppose today I met with the professor or vice chancellor of this university. Maybe I will invite vice chancellor for any other session, any other discussion. So automatically vice chancellor is very busy, but he will contribute. So that is the way that how we can think the number of courses for the junior faculty to the senior professor. Okay, please. Any other question?
There is another, it is not a question, it's a statement. The thing is that in our Bangladesh, that we are going for every university, I think, the accreditation from the Bangladesh Accreditation Council. So there is 10 criteria or standards that they are looking for. And so what should be the guideline? Should we all go for the accreditation for the Bangladesh Accreditation Council and then go for the other foreign accreditation? Is it
very good question? Very good question. Please. Anything else?
This is first we have to know about it.
Okay. You know, when you any country, if you have an accreditation council, we have to follow that one as well, because it's a local accreditation. And when we do the international accreditation, that we have to mention that we already fulfill the local accreditation process. We are working on that. We have to do this one. But you know, 10 criteria, 12 criteria, this is no matter. Matter is the main concept. What I said is the main concept. But different way they approach, we have to do the work based on that one. But main concept we already discussed. If you go to the like the engineering accreditation, ABET, if you go to other accreditation, more or less the same. But engineering, there's more real life application work, like a practical work they have to say. But more or less the same. So if our Bangladesh Accreditation Council, they're also based on that they have preferred. So they add this one. They also add the one thing, the culture, Christie culture. Suppose our what do you call it? That we have to think that our independence, other issues. So you have to show the respect. There is a one criteria. Definitely, it is a part of our nation. That's why. Thank you. Next, please. Dr. Dotto.
From the participants, any other questions? We would like to a few words from our guest participants. Here we have Professor Rokeya Begum Madam amongst us. Then Debo Prasad sir among us. Mr. Mohammad Shahabuddin, Professor Dr. Ishad Jahan.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I have a question. My name is Kaji Nazmul Huda. I'm working as an associate professor in the Department of Business Administration, Southern University.
Sure, sir.
So can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
So if you allow me, I will ask you a question, sir.
Please.
So what should be the standard classroom size for undergrad students?
There are lots of discussion on
student
this
ratio.
Yeah, this is very important. You know, what you said that the undergraduate and masters MBA is different. So we this is I again remind you, this we called it standard, but it's not the like that you have to follow. Master's level, we said the 1:25. Sorry, undergraduate level 1:25. And master's level, MBA level 1:15. So that means that you understand that 15 and 25, we said in this, but even the internationally, they couldn't follow because there are the other issues. Other issues means sometimes some of the students, they have to finish their semester. So you have to allow them. Even the USA, they say this standard, but they couldn't maintain. So what I said that try your level best to follow, but it not means that you have to follow that one. Because sometimes the international level is there's some courses, there's numbers more than 100. Why is it more than 100? It's a common semester, common course, and they have to finish because the Commerce Maxis is coming. So that's why I say that it's okay. They officially decide. You have to mention that is officially you're trying to maintain this one, and in addition to that, sometimes we are doing other reasons, and unavoidable circumstances, we are increasing the number of students. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please?
Another question, any sequence in applying for accreditation?
Sorry?
Is there any sequence for applying for the accreditation?
Any?
Sequence.
I think what the question is, do we need to follow a sequence that we must get A first to apply for B, or we can apply for B directly before applying A? Is there something like that?
I think I already explained it, that you have to be express membership. Member, then apply for the accreditation. And accreditation, they have a manual. You have to follow this one.
But you mentioned about various accreditation, not only ACBSP, there is single other accreditations as well. Yeah, we have MDSA and then other accreditations. So we can go for anyone, or there has to, do we need to follow a sequence or?
Okay,
yes.
I think I already mentioned one thing is that MDSA is the India based, PASCO is the Philippines based. If you have accreditation, the PASCO, Philippine based, you understand the standard, but it's okay. You can use it. But for what I said that internationally, if it's a business school, ACBSP is a one, another is the AACSB. So we assume that the AACSB is the top accreditation in the world, and ACBSP is a younger brother. So primary school and high school, something like that. But what I said, that at least you have to start, right? If you make the plan, the AACSB at first, you cannot go, you cannot reach. And that is some of the universities, they do the same mistake. They're planning for that one, ACBSP. So they couldn't fulfill the criteria, the ACBSP, BSP, and then how they could think that they will go for the ACBSP. So that's why you have to go in this way. Thank you. Any other question, please? Okay. If you have no more question, then I can do my concluding remarks.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'd like to request everyone, I believe that you have a few more questions. Maybe you don't want to ask at this stage. You can send me email. You can ask me any question. I think my email address is here. So if you send the email, you just mention the subject, USTC name, so that I can understand. And if you send me email, inshallah, you will get the reply in 24 hours. Okay. So I believe this is our relationship just started. And thank you so much, USTC, particularly Dr. Fazal. And thank you so much, the other participants who joined here, and they have for a long time, they have listened to my lecture. And definitely special thanks to our Vice Chancellor, sir. During his busy schedule, he was there for a long time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I'm requesting Chairman of today's webinar, Dr. Sayyid Ali Fazal, Dean Faculty of Business Administration and Director, IQAC USPC, for the concluding speech.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, respected deans, head chair of different departments, my fellow colleagues, our special guest today, the keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Mamoon, sir from IUB, other colleagues whom I'm very delighted to see, from Southern University. I see Chittagong Independent University, and few others. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon to all of you. And from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of IQAC and Faculty of Business Administration, I thank each and every one of you for being here, for your time and for your effort. Particularly, I would like to thank the keynote speaker today. Thank you very much, sir. We are honored and we are humbled to have you here. We thoroughly enjoyed the session. I'm sure a few of us would be in touch for the next steps to pursue accreditation. And inshallah, I conclude with the hope that we will work together, not only with IUB, but with all the private universities and the public universities in collaboration in terms of quality education, quality research outputs. Yeah, and we will take Bangladesh to greater heights of education, inshallah. Thank you very much. Dr.
The take-away message we got from this webinar that the accreditation processes actually provides formal recognition by peers both within the institution and across the country, encourages the planning, identify areas for change and improvement, and provide us with substantial information that can be used to support resource decisions. And we are hopeful that after getting the Bangladesh Accreditation Council accreditation, we will also go for this ACBSP accreditation. And we are towards the end of our program. We can take a group picture. I am requesting all our participants to on their video camera so that we can take a group picture.
Can you ask the Vice Chancellor sir to be here?
Fazul sir. I'm requesting our participants to keep their video camera on. So we are facing some internet problems. Let's see how many we can get. Okay, let's have a smile.
Is it okay, sir?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks to everyone for your kind participation.
Sir is there. Sir is Vice Chancellor is there. So I want to invite him to take a picture.
স্যার ভিপি স্যার দৃষ্টি আকর্ষণ করছি স্যার আমরা একটা প্রোগ্রাম থেকে একটা ছবি তুলতে চাচ্ছিলাম একটু যদি
Okay, thank you very much. I enjoyed a lot.
Thank you, sir. I'm so happy that you are there.
My best congratulations to you, and also we welcome you all times to USCC. Thank you.
Sir.
So we have taken the picture. So we hope that we will live in a world free from COVID very soon and enjoy our life as teachers and teach our students, and always try to uphold our university and upgrade our curriculum and our life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.